All right.
Different view, different
Welcome
background.
to another Woods Report. Lenora wanted to get out of the woods, so we don't have a woods background anymore. She wanted to get away.
Hold up stuff.
You got tired of
you can see it clearly.
You got tired of the green around your head and all that.
Yeah, that green screen thing.
So,
but to you guys, you see my face first now.
Yep.
Okay.
So we got a lot going on. We went to see One Love, One Heart, something. Let's get together and feel alright. Come to Jamaica.
One heart, one love. What is it? One love, one heart.
I don't know.
Let's get together and feel.
So we'll talk about that first. Going to see that. He had more hits than I forget. I forget all the songs that Bob Marley got. Bob Marley a lot.
I want to jamming with you.
With jamming. And I hope you like jamming too.
What was jamming.
Oh, and the song he sung to his sons in the car. Don't worry about a thing, ting. Cause every little thing gonna be alright.
Okay.
That one. It was a lot of songs.
A lot of Bob Marley.
No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry.
Okay.
No woman, no
song
cry.
you was singing over there.
I didn't know. The one that you know slow. That one. How dun 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 dun. Won't you dun 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 sing this song? This song of freedom is all I've ever had.
It was a slow one.
Redemption
Not
song.
redemption song. It was a slow song.
Oh, it was probably
like
a lot
love
of
song, and she was
like, there was so many,
and you was singing. I was like, okay,
I know Bob Marley stuff.
I don't know a lot of his music. I know a lot of his, especially from the Exodus CD, the album that they really,
and that's probably why they said the Exodus album.
Yeah.
And he was what was it? He worked hard on that album. Mm-hmm. So, but it was good. It was we'll go through
the good, the bad, the ugly.
You know, we always do the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Regarding movies.
Overall, people always hate when we do these movies because I didn't give Color Purple a good one. I said it was okay.
It was okay.
This is the same to me.
I would
see people think we're supposed to be like, oh, it was wonderful. It was okay.
One thing for me, okay. I would have to go back and see the movie again because of the Jamaican accent. I didn't understand a lot of the words.
I felt like they wanted
and they were speaking their language. I get it, but it was like, what did he say?
They wanted to be so authentic.
Yeah, and they were.
That it was too authentic. If you're going to be that authentic, you got to put subtitles on the bottom.
Subtitles.
Because you know you cannot understand when West Indian people start talking.
When I watch a lot of the movies on, what is the different, there's different apps and different, Hulu. And I watch movies from Africa. A lot of the African nations, they have a lot of movies.
Do they put subtitles?
A lot of them have subtitles under because when they speak there's a dialect that they speak so fast you may miss a word.
You don't know what they're saying.
And you'll catch it at the bottom.
Yeah, I agree. I think they should have had subtitles. Yeah. That would be my big one. Yeah. Because there were conversations that they were having and I couldn't understand. The accent was so strong. Mm-hmm. He wanted, and he did a good job. He said he worked with dialect coaches and he wanted to have.
Probably Ziggy
was
probably alongside of him.
And
they introduced the movie.
No, what?
Okay. We got to hear that again. What did she say?
And
you may miss some very important storyline.
What?
Like, what did he say to his band members?
I don't have no idea.
Because the band members were talking and you like,
I don't know what they saying. Okay. They saying something. And then some of it wasn't patois. It was so thick.
Yeah.
It wasn't, some of it was patois though. Some of it was that when you're not going, I don't care if you slow it down. You're not going to understand it. But then some of it was regular, normal conversation. Mm-hmm. It's just the dialect. Their
the
accent was so strong.
Yeah,
that it's the same as when you go to Jamaica.
Right.
What did you say? I said, hey, man, you're on what?
Yeah.
You're going down there. Yes, I'm going down there. Are you saying something?
Huh?
I know you said something about going down
What did
there.
you say about my mom?
So it was a lot of that.
No.
Yeah, no, man. No say nothing about no mama say. No mama say. What? You didn't say nothing about my mama. No.
So
mama
that
say.
was good then, I guess. If it was
So that was
people
good.
who are from the island would continue.
I would say if you are, this is me. If you are West Indian, you would like this movie, I think.
You think so?
I think you would like this movie. If you was Jamaican, it would make you proud.
We want to talk to our Jamaican friends.
Yeah, I think it would make them proud.
Get their taste on it because they'll look at it with different eyes.
Yes.
And different ears.
And they probably would like the authenticity about it.
Okay.
And if you're a Bob Marley fan, you'll like it.
Now,
because it's his music, him singing in it.
I'm glad I watched a documentary on his life and the situation in Jamaica first.
That's why I said this was an average movie. If you don't know,
concert to me.
If you don't know the story of Bob Marley, in my opinion, it wasn't written well to get you on that track. You almost have to go in knowing about Bob Marley.
But you made a good point. It's not even so much about Bob Marley. They were building up the One Love concert.
The One Love concert.
Get us to understand why that concert was so important.
That's why
with the political differences.
That's why it lacked, in my opinion.
Yeah, the storyline.
I felt like the movie should have been, if you're going to concentrate on the One Love concert, to me, you should have concentrated more on what was going on in Jamaica.
Yeah.
More than him.
Yeah.
Throw him in as a side.
Right.
And say, okay, this is why he did the concert.
Exactly.
But I got to see the fighting back and forth. I got to see
what was going on politically with the different, and then they're trying to, all the things with them trying to leave British rule and the Rasta.
Yes.
They brought that out a lot.
That was good. That's
their involvement with it as well. So
that was a good part of the movie, I thought.
Right.
I don't think people talk enough about him being Rastafarian.
Yes.
And I think the movie did, which lets you know that Ziggy did have something to do with it. Because you would want people to know what your father believed in.
Yeah.
And even before the movie comes on, Ziggy comes on.
Yeah, he introduced
So it's two, in my opinion.
It's like he's giving his stamp of approval.
In my opinion, to me, the best movies is when the families aren't that involved. That's my opinion.
Yeah, when the families have some static.
I like the best movies is when the family's not involved.
Yeah.
Because when the family's too involved, everybody looks nice.
Yeah.
Even Ziggy. He even was dressed nice. Hair was never messed up as a kid. You know your hair was messed up as a kid when you was playing outside.
That to me is a flag. You're right.
I don't like when the family.
If it's a story, because even the James Brown one, Get On Up.
Too involved.
They didn't talk nothing about James Brown and
beating his wife up and down the street.
Yeah, the violating of his wife.
It was good James Brown.
Yeah, get on the good foot. Show the good James Brown. Hey!
And Tina Turner.
Yeah.
Even though What's Love has to do with it was good, she was too involved.
Yeah.
She didn't look bad through the whole movie. Now, you know darn well Tina was not that sweet, nice. And everything was mean. So I like when they not that involved. But then the problem with that is the family won't sign off on the music.
Exactly. They won't let the music be
licensed
to
That's the problem.
Release. Yeah.
So you almost
got almost like you got to meet them halfway. Can we do a little dirt?
No, they don't want no dirt.
Because they didn't talk about Bob Marley's infidelity.
No.
They kind of
touched on it. Every time you look at another kid pop up.
And she was not faithful either.
No, his wife wasn't.
Yeah. Because he was away a lot.
Right.
You mess around, I mess around.
Right.
So we got that.
I like that. It was okay. So the good, I liked the guy. I liked his. I thought he was a good actor.
His part. Okay.
I thought he did good. I thought he brought Bob Marley to life. When you would see, you know how they always show at the end of a movie the real footage. I thought he mimicked the real footage, just like Denzel Washington in Malcolm X. Remember watching Malcolm X, and then when they showed the real footage of Malcolm X, you were like, he got Malcolm X down.
Yeah, the only thing he didn't have is the color.
He got him down. He got the way he talked, the way he walked, his facial features, his good. Mannerism. So I like when they show the real person after, and you go, yeah. Okay. Unlike the Whitney Houston one, that lady who looks nothing like Whitney Houston, and they showed her when they did her biopic, and then they showed Whitney at the end, and you were like, again, she looked nothing like her. She didn't walk like her. She didn't talk like her. Nothing was like her. Yeah. And so a lot of times it's hard when you show that image, that real footage at the end. I felt this was seamless.
Okay.
When they showed the real Bob Marley at the end, him dancing on stage, and that guy got him. Yeah. He got him.
Because he did do his dancing.
He did.
Bob danced freely.
Yes. He got him.
He had him down packed.
He got him down. And I think he got down his mannerisms. He got down the way he spoke. He got down him being kind of funny. The Bob Marley everybody knew. Remember. Yeah. I forgot he died young.
Because of that.
He frozen in our mind at an age. And you forget how young Bob Marley was.
And the attempt, trying to take his life, he died of cancer that could have actually been treated.
Now that we know, so it's not like we're doing a spoiler alert.
Right.
We all know that everybody said Bob Marley didn't take care of it.
His toe, he didn't get it.
And he didn't take care of it. So
I guess he wanted to die now. I mean, if you think about him being Rastafarian, maybe his spiritual... If it's time for me to go, I'm not going to force anything to keep me alive.
That's not why they showed him not going, no.
What was his reason?
Busy. He was like, I'm too
even
busy.
That, but he would make comments about, like, you almost thought he was spiritual.
If
like,
it's meant to go.
Die naturally, kind of like, if God is ready to take me, I'm ready to go.
Now, I liked how the movie did show Rasta became his family. He was always looking for something.
Well, think about his dad.
He was always looking for a home. His father did not,
and we
did not acknowledge him.
A white dad wanting a black, biracial kid.
He didn't like him. He didn't
want to own. It's almost like the dad. They made the comment that do what you want with him,
and it almost made it seem like, to be honest with you, they was kind of being kind of cold hearted on the roster side too. Because he was mixed. He didn't have a home.
The girl,
didn't have a home.
His wife welcomed him in.
That's why he was able, because they was looking at him like, you're a white man.
Yeah, she welcomed
him. Bomb the clock, white man.
But you know what? They made it sound like they knew there was a gift in him. Yeah. Remember when he came with her, this is my husband?
Yeah.
And the older man, he made a comment about him. So he almost knew that gift was in Bob Marley.
Yeah. But and then she made it seem, his wife understood, which is probably why Ziggy wanted to show, why she pretty much took, she didn't make a big thing about him sleeping around and having women. Because she felt like he was a messenger from God.
Yeah, I ain't gonna mess
It's almost like the Elijah Muhammad. His wife, everybody knew all this other stuff. That's why when Malcolm X found out about it, they was like, everybody knows that he got kids, and you didn't know that. And Malcolm X was like, no, I thought he was this nice man that lived at home with his wife.
The one thing that I can honestly say, because a lot of times if whatever our faith is, my thing is, whatever you are in, be wholehearted about it. And that's one thing I respect Malcolm X. He didn't play. He was truly Islam. Well, from what I've read, his autobiography, and I was reading, and part of his autobiography, he took his faith serious to the point where it disturbed him so when he saw Elijah and the infidelity.
That was one of the things, if you go back and look at the history, he didn't like about Martin Luther King.
No.
He was like, you this big religious leader, you smoke, you do all this stuff, you cheat on your wife. I'm actually living what I'm saying, and they think I'm the biggest jerk in the world, and you're the nicest man. I think that's how he probably felt like, I'm the real person that's living this. But he had to learn when he went over in Mecca, is that it's more to your life than just that.
Yeah.
It's not, don't just look at what a person does, their faults.
You're still the
look
messenger.
at the message. Look at the message that they have been sent to bring. David in the Bible was a whoremonger.
Flawed. Kids is messy.
Yes,
he was still used.
But he was still used. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's how Bob Marley felt. Like why do I have to carry this message? And it was like they was trying to tell him, you're the best person because you're you know how to bridge two worlds. You know how to bridge the white world, being half white, with Rasta. Mm-hmm. So if anybody could bring Jamaica together, it's you.
Yeah.
I think that's how he felt. Like they not gonna listen to nobody else. So I gotta do it. Okay. Now I felt like they should have showed more of that.
Yeah. They talked about it on a television clip, like showing updates while he went back to the state, out of the state, because he left the island, and it took a while for him to come back. And he got really popular. He really put reggae music on the map.
Now
he really did.
We did all of that. I have not read what the professionals have said. Let's see what the professionals have said.
Wow.
Some critics find the biopic to be dull and lacking in capturing Marley's legacy, while audiences praise his faithfulness. Kind of what we just said. The authenticity of it, I think West Indian people would like it. They would like that it was authentic, whatever. Mm-hmm. But it was kind of dull and lacking in the innerness of who Bob Marley was. We pulled that out ourselves. Mm-hmm. The movie didn't show what we just talked about.
No.
We pulled that out. Mm-hmm. I felt like the movie should have showed everything we just talked about.
Yep.
That conflict he had, all of that. Uh-huh. The divide between critics and audiences on Bob Marley's One Love may stem from differing expectations of Marley's larger-than-life legacy. The new Bob Marley movie, One Love, has achieved a stellar audience score. Okay, the movie sees Kingsley Ben Adir in the role of reggae legend, songwriter, international stage passion for spreading a message of peace. Okay, his wife Rita, I thought she did a wonderful job. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, it promised to be a faithful adaptation given the involvement of Rita and Marley's children. That's the problem that I have, is that I feel like Ziggy, I felt his hand was too much into this movie. That's just my opinion. You can feel he was too much into this movie. The audience loves it, it said. The biopics critics score was 43% out of 141 reviews. However, the audience score was 94%. Based on more than 1,000 reviews. Some critics seem to have wished for a splashier tribute to Marley, while audiences indicated it was the perfect biopic. So I think we probably more along the lines of the critics. We wanted to see more in depth of Bob Marley because it's not a lot of Bob Marley movies.
I wanted to see his influence, being that he was the artist that he was, with the duress and all of the messiness in Jamaica, mm-hmm. how important it was to have him there.
Yes.
I mean, it was just sad. Yes. I want to feel that, like, ooh, Bob, get back.
And what's going on right now in this country, that movie was needed even more than anything. A country divided on political parties where you literally have each other killing each other.
Threatening.
And think of Biden and Trump. Think of Bob Marley having a concert today. Mm-hmm. And the country is at the brink of civil war, worse than it is now, where people actually killing each other in the streets. I'm mega. And then the Biden, the liberal people, no, get rid of him. He's going to destroy the world, democracy. Mm-hmm. And think of these two white men coming on stage with Bob Marley, if it was today, and him having them shake each other's hands.
Yeah.
And the audience going, wow.
Okay.
In other words, you can have political differences, but don't kill each other, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
That's Bob Marley. He saved the country. Mm-hmm. That movie didn't passionately show that to me.
Yeah. We just kind of knew about it, you know.
They showed excerpts, news excerpts, but I want to see it. Mm-hmm. I want to see fighting in the streets. Yeah. I want to see gang members coming at each other.
Because the wife had made a comment about an orphanage was burnt down. And the people was even throwing things at the fire trucks.
Trying to put it out.
Stop the water from even being used. A lot of bodies
what's going on
away.
In Haiti? Just like that, you want to see it. You want to see like what's going on in Gaza. Like we see more footage. That's it. We see real life footage now. So you can't have a movie that have steps if we physically watching what's going on.
Yeah.
You got to have justice. You got to bring that. You got to bring
it. They had some people come from Jamaica looking for him.
Yes.
Asking him to come back.
Yes.
Because they knew the power of his music will cause the division to people to be unified. And even to the point where people were asking for forgiveness that even tried to take his life.
Yeah.
So he had very powerful messages. He was a powerful messenger. And I think the wife had to help him realize that as well.
So it said that the audience liked it. It says the critics found it to be long. It didn't really capture his legacy, while others felt the story simply played too safe. I think we're along the lines of played too safe.
It was too safe.
It was too safe. Mm-hmm. But I thought it was, and so part of us, we do acknowledge how most of the audience felt too. Mm-hmm. And I think by saying, I think if you love Bob Marley, you would like the movie. Mm-hmm. I think that's us saying the audience would like that part.
Yeah.
If you like Bob Marley, if you love his music, if you are West Indian, you'll love it. Uh-huh. If you are Jamaican, you'll love it.
You can't go wrong with a Bob Marley song.
You can't go wrong.
Because your head would be like this throughout the movie.
Yeah. You'll like it.
Because they played his music throughout as background, him doing a song.
Now, somebody said, this critic guy said, Ziggy probably went this direction. He said because his father, it said Bob Marley probably would have wanted the movie this way. He was extremely humble and may have preferred it to be a simple tribute. That's what they're saying, why Ziggy probably went that way.
Well, I felt that he did. I didn't have a problem with being a simple tribute, which he was very humbled.
He wouldn't want himself to be at the top of it.
But I was hoping for more storyline.
The background.
The background craziness.
Yes.
On how his gift was influential to bring unity.
Yes. But that's safe. Because in order for them to do that, white men would have looked real bad in this movie. Yeah. And they probably wouldn't have given it the green light.
You don't think?
It was two white men that was destroying the country.
I know.
A whole country of black men. Why are two white men destroying it?
Right.
And they just got out of British rule. And it would have made them look horrible. And I think he wouldn't have gotten a green light to do it. Oh. I bet you he wouldn't have.
Because they even showed in the movie the white gentleman, I think he was British, that was trying to talk him into coming to the States and doing European tours.
They didn't want him to do Africa.
He wanted to go to Africa for
They didn't
free.
want him to perform.
He didn't want to be paid.
They didn't want him to perform in front of black people.
Yes.
They said black people will see it. And he's right.
Yeah.
Which is sad
about
about
money
it.
To them.
But it's sad, but if we put you on white TV and white places, the black people gonna see it because they ain't got no choice.
It was about.
But if we put you in the Chitlin Theater, nobody's gonna see you.
And they're not gonna pay.
And they ain't gonna pay you.
So we're not making money off of it.
He's right though.
I mean, it was really about
it's
the
sad,
money.
But
so
it's
they had
right.
to keep him focused because they knew he would be a revolution, like as far as his music and the style and the type.
They kept him on a chain.
They ate him up. Boy.
No, they
loved him.
They kept him on a chain. though. That kept Bob Marley on a chain. You can't allow him to just go throughout Africa and sing and all over these black places. They thought he'll cause a revolution.
He'll be with. Oh well, yeah.
No way.
But it would have been a loved one.
They ain't thinking of no love.
That's the sad thing about it. I think
I don't want no love.
But you know what? It's unfortunate because if you think about the things that have happened in the past in our country, even the things where we come together good, they're afraid.
Like the Million Man March.
The civil rights movement when Martin Luther King was speaking love.
Yeah.
Watch that black man. He has too much power.
You don't want to know. But he's talking love. No.
I don't care.
What if one day he decides he don't want to talk love?
Like the knucklehead we got now.
You talking about Trump?
Running for president.
Thank you.
He's unhinged. You don't know what he's going to feel one day.
Exactly. So that's what it was. They didn't want him to, I think they wanted to keep him on the leash. He knew it. Just talk. If you want to do that love stuff, just do it. Maybe
it was meant for him to leave the earth early.
Yeah, he wouldn't have survived.
Yeah, being on a chain like that. He loves freedom.
Nah.
So
he wouldn't have survived. I think that it's so sad, but a lot of these people that died, they died at the right time.
They died early.
Martin Luther King died at the right time.
Jesus even died at the right time.
You know what? Jesus and Bob Marley was near the same age.
36.
Well, Jesus was 33, wasn't he?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, died early. Good. Get out of here.
Much
good time.
Impact you make just for that little time you're on earth, and leaving a legacy. That's beautiful.
So I could say I go both ways with this. I would say go see it. Mm-hmm. I go both ways with it. I understand why Ziggy did what he did. The more that we talk about it, because he wouldn't have gotten a green light on this movie if he really showed what was going on in Jamaica. Yeah, he wouldn't have gotten a green light.
Probably not, because he couldn't take. He wasn't a person that took sides. That's why he didn't want to get involved.
What side you gonna take? It was two white men.
But it's not even about the two white men. It was just the it's almost like being independent now. You don't want to take sides. Think about it. If you're about peace,
but I'm saying,
why would you take?
But I'm saying, how is that different than how we are now? The liberal Biden says, if you're not black, you ain't voting for you. If you black, you gotta vote for me. And then you got knucklehead on the other side. Black people are going, hold on for a second. What are either one of y'all doing?
And that's what I'm saying. If Bob Marley was here today and had to bring a peace. Had to sing a peace concert with that brings us together and bridges us. He always stayed neutral. Yeah, and that's one thing I liked about it. In my opinion, he stayed neutral. They
would have booed him off the stage if he was alive today doing that.
I don't think so.
If he came up with a One Love concert today, they would have booed him off the stage.
I don't think so, because of the music, the style of music, the genre of music.
I don't know.
People. I don't know what it is about reggae
social
music.
Media is worse now.
Well, I don't know, but reggae music, it does something.
Yeah, that's what
it makes you just. It makes you just be free.
Yeah, free your mind,
and you just have to get caught up.
Yeah.
So okay, but go ahead.
But it was good. So I would say my suggestion is go see it, but understand all the things that we said.
Okay.
You might walk out of it going, Or you might walk out of it singing One Love.
Wrong.
Or you might walk out singing One Love.
That was a good movie. That boy good.
Wendy says, hey, girlies. Emerald says, hey, ladies. Hey, y'all. Wendy says, would you recommend the movie? What we just said.
By all means.
Tracy says, love this live. Y'all have good chemistry. Big fans. Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you.
So, yeah, y'all.
I don't think you said her name right.
Tracy?
No, it's
TC.
Sorry, she said your name wrong.
TC.
Okay, go ahead.
I know your name, Bubblehead.
Well, at least
all right.
I feel honored to be a bubblehead.
Won't you? You're right. If you can't call nobody a buckethead after leaving a Bob Marley song. This song for freedom is all I ever had. Redemption song. You can't really go away calling Monica.
Let's get together and feel alright.
Come to Jamaica.
One love. Okay. Yes,
yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Go ahead.
All right. So that was Bob Marley. I miss Bob Marley though.
Yeah, I miss his music.
I miss it. Well, we still listen to it, but I miss new music.
Newer, yeah,
I miss new music.
Now, who is this?
We didn't even have on the Bob Marley. We was talking all this time, and we didn't even have on the Bob Marley the thing.
Yeah, because it was on the first thing.
It wasn't on here on the screen.
Oh, what was it on? Just us? Oh. Okay.
So there you go. There's the screen. Bob Marley, One Love. Go see it. Let us know what you think. If you think that you if it captures what you, it definitely, in my opinion, will make you go look up the real story of Bob Marley.
That's what I did before I went. I watched the documentary. There's a lot of them out there, but I watched the documentary. It gave me a better understanding of the political problems they were having.
Because you're not going to get it from the movie, in my opinion.
Yeah. But I do want to do some kind of a reading on Rasta. and the whole faith thing with him, with Rasta, would they believe and all of that.
Yeah,
because that was brought out a lot.
You kept asking about him. I mean, about Rasta.
About his, and
his I'm
faith,
like, I don't know enough about Rastafarians.
And they quoted the scriptures as well, because they asked the one new guitarist, does he know the Bible? And he said, I know Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Right, and that's it, right, Mom, but there's more too.
There's more too.
More too. We know too.
So
we agree
interesting. For years, though, you hear about this religion, this faith. I shouldn't say religion, but if they believe in Christ. Mm-hmm. But I just like to know more. So, okay.
All right. So it says here, just real quick, we know Bob Marley was born. His father was a white British naval officer. Remember, he kept seeing his father in the suit.
Yeah. So he was an officer.
He had a hard growing up because he was biracial.
Yeah, they teased him.
Moved from their rural village to Kingston when he was a boy. And it was still under colonial rule at that time. Mm-hmm. People kept calling him white boy. Mm-hmm. That's why he said he didn't fit in nowhere. Mm-hmm. He didn't fit in nowhere. You know what? They did touch on this. They said one of the weirdest Bob Marley facts is that he could read palms. Remember, they kept showing him looking at people's palms.
I didn't even notice.
See how they didn't really talk about it in the movie? But I noticed, he said, let's see your palm, Mom. He read palms.
And I know when he first met his wife, when they were younger, she held his hand. So they touched hands. But I didn't know that that's what he did.
He read palms. Now, see, we didn't know that until I just looked this up. Mm-hmm. But that was in the movie.
That's why that Rastafarian leader already recognized the gift in him when she brought him to the thing.
We know about them starting off the Wailers, the band, as teenagers. We saw that.
Yes.
So that's a little known fact.
Yes. And that's good that he stayed with the band, even though it was Bob Marley and the Wailers, but still.
Now, we saw this in the film. It said a little known, somewhat surprising fact is Marley actually lived in the United States.
Yeah, he did.
We saw that. That is in the movie.
Yeah, he did.
And you said that because Jamaica was just ridiculous. Yeah. And it was after he got shot.
His wife got shot.
And she got shot. So he was like, we got to get out of here.
That was a blessing.
Now,
she almost died.
I thought this was very interesting.
What?
His creativity and all the things that he was putting into that album and came outside of Jamaica, where he was able to be free to create. Mm-hmm. It was almost like God took him out of that atmosphere. Mm-hmm. So sometimes this might be a message to people. Mm-hmm. God might have to remove you out of the circumstances that you're in order to heal you and fix you up. Some people think they got to get healed on the battlefield.
Exactly.
Like you get shot on the battlefield and they got to come with the medics and they got to fix you up and all that and heal you up back. Are you ready? But some battles you do get healed on the battlefield.
Right.
And you don't have the luxury of leaving the battlefield. You got to stay in that mix and you got to get healed and move on. But then sometimes God will pick you up and airlift you out of there.
Yeah, because there was such a toxic environment.
He couldn't be free.
Right. And God wanted him safe. Because that's, you know what, he did that with Jesus.
We got to be removed.
The Holy Spirit told Mary, Joseph and Mary, he told them to move to another area.
You got to get out of there. They killing little babies.
The king was getting ready to kill him.
So sometimes he'll move you.
Wow.
Out of the situation.
Is just the same.
Isn't that something?
God yesterday, today, and forever.
Isn't that something?
He did it with Moses.
Thank you.
Let me get him in a safe place.
Yes.
Because this is my, I'm getting ready to raise him up. He's going to make some changes in people's hearts.
The Bob Marley complained that the British radio stations would not play his songs,
right?
But that he couldn't afford the plane fare back to Jamaica because they wasn't playing him all around. So, Isn't that something? They had to get his stuff to start getting played.
Wow.
The Rita lady, he married Rita in 1966 when he was 21. The pair remained married until the day he died. Yeah. That's why she said. He had all his kids he had while he was married.
She took
by other women.
She took care of some.
They had her holding babies. That wasn't even her.
She did the same thing Tina Turner did.
She sure did. Mm-hmm. She took care of his kids. Mm-hmm. I take care of my kids. Remember, I always do that. I don't know where I saw that from, but I saw that.
Like, who said that?
It says Bob Marley's website acknowledges 11 children, although the real number is disputed.
Ooh, wow.
I don't know.
Okay, Bob.
So I don't know how many kids he had. I just know it was a lot of kids running around that house when they kept going back there.
Daddy.
1976, armed gunmen stormed Marley's Hope Road. That's what we saw, political motivated assassination. Mm-hmm. Attempt to saw him shot him in the chest. Mm-hmm. 4 others, you mentioned his wife, mm-hmm. Rita Marley, was also shot. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, it was in the movie.
No, I didn't know that till I saw the movie, that his wife was shot.
Yeah, the documentary tells a lot too. If you guys do a documentary,
and then the Britain was his second home. We know he lived there most of the time.
Yeah.
Let me see. Just looking at some facts about him. They did show him smoking a lot.
Well, yeah, that's what
cannabis.
That was then part of their when practice.
That's how they would get closer to God, I guess. Mm-hmm. It says, as a Rastafarian, smoking weed was a religious ritual for Marley, who believed wholeheartedly in his spiritual and medicinal properties. It's rumored that he smoked around 18 joints a day. Herb is a plant, man.
That's probably why he didn't feel no pain with his toe. What y'all think? When I had my cancer, they asked me if I wanted the medical.
Why you didn't want it?
I wasn't in pain. It was for pain. And they said, if you're having a lot of pain, you can't take this because it's prescribed for you. And I said, no.
Now, this answers your question. An offshoot of Christianity, Rastafarianism is a political and religious movement inspired by Ethiopianism and Pan-Africanism, which emerged in Jamaica in the 1930s. While Marley was raised a Catholic, I didn't know that. He became interested in Rastafarianism when he moved to Kingston as a teenager. Mm-hmm.
That's when he met
Before
his wife.
Converting during 1960, his wife Rita was also a devout Rasta. Now they did show that.
Yeah, she was. Before he was. She helped him.
So, it looked like
she introduced him.
Yeah, she introduced him to him. They did show this. Aside from music, football, which soccer was his passion. Yeah. They did show that.
He made the band run.
He loved,
and they went to play. He made that any band member had to run with him
and play soccer
and go play soccer. They wasn't no fat band members because they was playing with him. A few chubby ones here and there, but still.
He was given the United Nations Peace Medal of the Third World at a ceremony in New York in 1978. He ranks at number 5 on the Forbes list of top earning dead celebrities.
Wow.
Behind Prince, Marilyn Monroe, John Lennon, I'm sure Michael Jackson. They didn't put him in here, but they always trying to rewrite history with Michael Jackson.
They can't do it. You can't erase Michael Jackson.
Now, they say there are many persisting rumors about his death from cancer. But the truth is quite simple. In July 1977, doctors found the cancer in his toe, which was discovered because of a football injury. Mm-hmm. Contrary to urban legend, the injury did not cause the cancer, and was merely a symptom. The doctors recommended he have the toe amputated, which they showed in the movie, but he refused. Oh, you said it, because of religious reasons.
Right.
And by 1980, the cancer had spread throughout his body. Mm-hmm. You said it might have been Rasta why he didn't.
That's what I'm saying. Some people do not do treatments because of their faith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's Bob Marley.
Wow. Learned some stuff too about
Justice says, hey, everybody. Hey, Justice. Okay. All right, y'all. So there you go.
So go see it.
All right, y'all. We go from one love to one beef.
What's going on with these two? He's a comedian. They're both comedians, aren't they? Corey?
Donnell Rollins and Corey Holcomb. Now, you know Corey Holcomb. I don't know if you know him. He's a comedian.
He's a comedian.
He's an edgy comedian. He's raw.
Oh.
Corey's like Cat Williams. Raw. Very raw.
Okay.
He'll call you ignorant and stupid in a minute. He'll talk about people. He'll talk about everybody.
So he's not nice.
No, he's not a nice
like Don
comedian.
Rickles.
No, he's like Don Rickles, a black version of Don Rickles.
Okay.
Not nice. He's not a nice comedian, but he's funny.
Okay.
He's funny. Like Cat Williams is funny, but mean, in my opinion. Now, Darnell Rollins is, do you remember Dave Chappelle's show? He was always with Dave Chappelle. And he was funny. He's funny too. Yeah. He does stand up. Yeah. Darnell is so funny. When he go on the Breakfast Club, I laugh. Because he be cracking on Charlamagne. And I be laughing so hard. He's funny too.
Okay.
So Corey Holcomb is doing his set on up on the stage. And we don't know how the tape comes in the middle. So we don't know how the argument started, but Darnell was in the audience. And Corey, okay, maybe this is how it started. Corey always talks about Dave Chappelle. He dogs him out. He said Dave ain't as funny as everybody keep trying to make him funny. Like, everybody put Dave Chappelle like at the top of the...
Well, his money shows that he is.
Right. Everybody almost make Dave Chappelle like the gatekeeper of comedy.
Okay.
And Corey Holcomb don't like that because he don't think he that funny to be the gatekeeper.
Okay.
So he always, on his sets, always talks about Dave. He said his last thing, you even said his last one wasn't funny.
It wasn't.
He said most of his stuff is, I think he said out of 5.
I agree. Knows you.
Thank you. He said out of 5 of his specials, 2 of them was funny. I don't agree with that.
It don't matter because it's unfunny ones still make more money than you, Corey.
And Corey has to understand, it's what you think is funny. Everybody don't think like you.
Exactly.
Some people find Dave Chappelle extremely funny.
And you could be a hater. So anything he does say that's funny, sometimes you may be hating him.
Dave Chappelle's comedy is thought-provoking.
Yes.
Corey Holcomb is not. He's not going to say thought-provoking humor. Corey's going to talk about you got simple a giant stuff. Head.
Yeah, real simple.
Real simple-minded comedy.
It's over your head. His comedy is over your head, Corey.
So I think I don't know, because the tape didn't start off. We don't know the argument they had. I believe that's probably where it started, because Corey always talks about Dave Chappelle, and Darnell is that's his bread and butter, Dave Chappelle. I mean, he's with Dave Chappelle. So whatever it started off with, I guess Corey said that Darnell was a mild comic and kind of like weak. Ooh. And you ain't been on no hard stages like me. Like, I've been in the Bronx and in the hood. I'm a hood comic.
I barely know you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So apparently he must have said something that set Darnell off, because Darnell stood up in the audience and started yelling at him. So here it is.
Get your whole ass down. I came up in the hardest rooms in Brooklyn. And you ain't never with them rooms. You saying I'm mild. You saying I ain't come through the streets or the gutters is straight bull. Ask the mother that you know what I do. Listen. This be fair. Fair conversation. No. Let's be fair. You say you keep it 100. Know how I get down. 32. I rip. I keep it gangster. No, you trying to say I'm a bum. I ain't no bum. No, I didn't say and that saw. Your is mild. You can say what you want to say. You calling me a mild comic is totally off. So you a strong comic. I'm a beast. That's right.
All right. So the problem that Corey had is the audience agreed with Darnell. Ooh. When he started saying you were mild, the audience was like, no. That's almost like if you start talking about Dave Chappelle or something, people in the audience would be like,
nah, Dave Chappelle's funny.
Dave Chappelle funny, Corey.
Yeah.
You might not like. I would even say if I was doing stand-up and I started dogging out Cat Williams, I think people in the audience would be like, nah, he's funny, Kim.
Cat funny.
You may not like him, but don't say he's not funny.
Don't say he's
mild. Funny.
Yeah.
So I think that's what was happening with Corey. Oh. The audience wasn't agreeing.
Okay.
And then when Darnell stood up, which you saw, he said, I'm a beast. And the audience started like, yeah, he's funny.
Yeah.
And then people in the comment section that was watching the video said, Darnell is funny.
Yeah.
When I go see him, I'm on the floor laughing.
Right.
You may not like him.
Right.
But don't say he's mild, he's not funny, or whatever.
And who even asked you to even give your ratings on people? You need to be just funny yourself.
Right. So what this is coming off, nobody was doing all of this until Cat Williams went on Club Shay Shay and Monique. So now they saying all the beef is in the comic section. Yeah. Y'all supposed to be funny.
Right.
Y'all spend more time on stage and off stage yelling at each other, arguing each other out, want to fight,
rating each other.
And you're supposed to be comedians.
Making the audience laugh and forget about craziness when they come from outside to your studio.
Instead of us forgetting about craziness, we walk into craziness.
Yes. Why did he even have to mention anything about any of the comedians?
So some people felt like Corey was wrong, but they felt like Darnell shouldn't have been yelling from the audience.
Thank you.
What do you think?
Yeah, I don't think Darnell handled it right, but yeah, after a while you just get mad and start screaming and hollering. Corey, how long would, if Darnell never said anything or wasn't even there, how long would Corey sit there and do his comedy on these different artists, these different comedians? That's what I'm saying. It's getting played now. I don't want to come to a show to hear one comedian dog out another comedian. Exactly. I want you to talk about your mother, your shoes that came off, the car that stopped, something funny.
Now, this is what some people said in the comment section. Corey is the type of person who always tries to justify their attack on others by saying things like, I'm just keeping it real. Or I tell the truth when no one ever asked for your opinion. That's how I feel about Monique and Cat Williams. It's like when Cat Williams went on Club Shay Shay and talked about the comedians that he said, talked about him, I was fine. Because you said they came on there, so you want to clear the air. Exactly. But when you start talking about their wives and all this, nobody's asking your opinion on all of that. And about comedians wearing a dress, you a pimp. You might as well wear a dress.
With your straight hair.
Because you wearing long hair and long fingernails and a fur coat and high heels. You might as well wear a dress.
Thank you, Negro.
So when they start going off, I'm just keeping it real. That's your truth. That's not everybody's truth. So that's the part Okay. And then somebody said, Corey sounds shook when Darnell Rollins popped up. Somebody
Did
said,
he not know he was there?
He probably didn't know. I don't know. Okay. Somebody said, let's just say Corey do be hating. Corey can only talk spit when a man ain't there to defend himself. So maybe he didn't know Darnell was there. Somebody says it's really starting to get embarrassing looking at us on social media. Keeping each other down is all that we're doing. White comedians ain't doing this.
I don't know. I can see now. At first I was thinking, is this to boost ratings? But Darnell looked like he was angry.
No, he was mad.
So that wasn't to boost ratings, but he was probably like tired of Corey always dogging him out.
Somebody said Darnell stood on business.
Yeah.
Somebody said Darnell is hilarious. So it looked like most of the people in the comment section were for Darnell.
And Corey just got his
And then Corey has to understand Darnell is hooked up to Dave Chappelle. You're going to lose that battle every time, dude.
You're going to lose.
We remember Dave Chappelle's show.
My concern that comedians are now doing this, and I don't like it. Yeah, just like even actors. Like Wendy, you could probably attest to this. There are black actors that are A-list.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Don't be jealous of them. Don't hate them. Denzel is an A-lister.
Yeah.
So Viola Davis.
So if you get up on stage and start talking about Denzel Washington,
thank you.
The audience not going to be behind you.
And the thing is, I don't care how much you don't like Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle,
A-list,
Chris Rock. These are all A-lister comedians where the white door opens, the black door opens, the Jewish door opens, every door opens for these guys. Quit hating on them. Even Steve Harvey level, Cedric the Entertainer level. All y'all doing is beefing with each other. That don't look good. That make y'all look bad.
And it looks bad when you are a comedian who, in most people's opinion, you're not at that level. So it looks like, even though what you could be saying could be true. It looks like you hating.
Because you
like, I don't have that door open. It looks like you hate. You could be true.
And he's right. Dave Chappelle's last gig was not funny.
You could be somebody, I could get up on stage and say, y'all know Denzel Washington played the same character. and everybody will boo me off the stage.
Yeah. Because they love them some Denzel Washington. No matter how good, no matter how bad. He can't even be in a bad movie. You got to be careful and tiptoe if you do say
if you say he played the same character, I don't care if he plays the same character. I like that character.
Denzel.
And if he wants to get up and play the same guy over and over again, I'll be at the movie supporting him. Yeah. So you look like a hater.
They can do no wrong.
Whereas there's another black actor's like, but I've played all kinds of roles, and we don't care.
We don't know you.
We don't know you.
Who this woman?
Who this woman, Harper? Who this woman?
Who this woman, Harper? Oh.
So you got to understand when you punching at somebody, Corey bit off more than what he can chew. Yeah. When you start punching at Dave Chappelle, people like, nah, I remember the Dave Chappelle show. You ain't never. I don't care if he don't do nothing good for the rest of his life. He did the Dave Chappelle show. It's like Eddie Murphy.
Thank you.
If Eddie Murphy gets up there and
never
bums,
makes a new CD.
We remember I got some ice cream and Aunt Bunny falling down the stairs.
We remember the beginning. We remember the famous ones that they don't have to work. They can drop the mic. Poof.
If Eddie Murphy was in the audience and Corey, it don't matter, and Corey got on there and said, Eddie Murphy not funny no more. He not funny. He might as well just go. And Eddie Murphy got up and started, what do you mean I ain't funny? Start yelling in the audience. What you talking about I ain't funny?
Yeah.
I ain't got that. What you talking about? Everybody in the audience will agree with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Even though he could be telling the truth, Eddie Murphy not funny no more.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. Remember I got some ice cream and Aunt Bunny falling down the stairs.
My foot, my shoe. Oh, God.
So that's the
Roll
thing.
Charlie around. He be all right.
I know.
Roll Charlie around.
Justice says Darnell is old school. Corey needs to respect those that came before him and paved the way. I agree. Yeah. And Justice says, hey, Emerald, hey, Wendy. I agree,
well, hopefully he learned
But Corey's funny, too. I'm not going to take away from Corey. Corey's funny.
A lot of people don't know.
But he got to understand there's other people that's funny, too, Corey.
Exactly. Don't dog him out.
Or people not going to let go of the old school. They just not.
They not.
So you look bad. All right, that's them.
You got an update?
I'm going to go real quick. I told y'all, I just got an update. I'm not spending a lot of time on Monique. I can't, you know how I feel about Monique. I don't like her. Mm-hmm. Never did. I don't, whatever.
Never did?
I think I've never liked Monique.
I thought it was a time when she first came out. She was okay. She wasn't as bitter. Remember when she came out, she was wholesome. She was just getting out there.
But you know what? I never watched the Parkers and stuff.
Even with
what you watched.
Other than the Parkers, her show, her talk show.
I didn't watch her talk show.
So I don't know. I guess for me is when
you watch her more than I did.
The moment she got blackballed, that's and then got with Sydney. She's just a changed person.
So the latest on Monique, and then we'll move quickly. Remember we talked. I'm not going all the way back. Remember, we talked about her going back and forth with her son, her grown son, who we all know don't like her. And she obviously don't like him either, I guess. Mm-hmm. Her and Sydney went on and said that he pretty much got mental issues. She pretty much dogged her son out. And then showed text messages from him.
2 years ago.
From 2 years ago. Her son was like, you proving my point that what kind of mother shows text messages from her kid?
Thank you.
So then it says, it looks like this is a shade room. Looks like Monique shared a few words about her son and his TikTok videos during one of her recent shows. During the segment, Monique mentioned that an elderly woman approached her at the airport and told her that she had seen her son's videos. According to Monique, this 80-year-old woman said that her 60-year-old son brings up the same kind of effing blank to her. And she did when he was 10 years old, whenever he doesn't get his way. And she says, Monique says the elderly woman told her to say, F that nigga. As we previously reported, Monique and her son have been going back and forth on social media regarding the nature of their relationship. So Monique ended it by doing this clip of her in her recent stand-up.
I've done something wrong, but I ain't no bitch that's gonna back up from a motherfucking problem. I'm gonna walk straight to that motherfucker and I'm gonna deal with that shit. So today I'm coming through the airport in North New Jersey. It's the realest thing I've ever met from North New Jersey. I'm coming to that motherfucking airport, and I done just seen this motherfucking TikTok of my goddamn son. Had I known that I was going to do a TikTok the day I brought him home, I'm gonna let y'all take that one. And when you see your child that you for, I fought for that nigga, not another bitch, it was me. And you see your motherfucking child go on a goddamn internet and tell people all the fuck that you're not. And you supposed to take that shit in stride. And I'm taking that shit in stride. And I'm walking through the motherfucking North Airport, and this elderly woman comes up to me. She said, Monique. I said, ma'am. Because I'm a respectful bitch, baby. I'm a respect this she own. She said, let me talk to you for a minute. So I had prepared myself for this old woman to tell me how fucked up I was. I prepared myself to be respectful, but to check a bitch if I had to. I prepared myself to listen. She said, listen, my grandbaby called me and told me to watch this goddamn TikTok of your son. And I watched that shit. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, I want to tell you something. I said, ma'am. She said, fuck that nigga. I said, oh, fuck that part. And when the elderly people tell you, fuck that nigga, you ain't fuck that nigga. She said, you've been taking care of that nigga all his motherfucking life.
I know, she's draining, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
I know.
I'm like, do I have to listen?
I know.
So she can't hardly hear the words anyway. She
cussed so much. Every other word is a real word. So I guess she ends up by saying that's her answer to her son. F that N-word.
I feel bad for the kids too.
This is a mom that they have. A grown woman with millions of people watching. Mm-hmm. And you walk away from listening to some 80-year-old nut job in the airport telling you to say F that N-word to your son.
Thank you. Your own son.
I've never in my life, my grandmother lived to be 90-some years old. Mm-hmm. She would never.
She loved us even in our messiness. She still loved us.
She would never.
You asked, Grandma, if I take someone's life or something.
I said, Grandma, if I pushed you out the door, what would you do? She said, I love you anyway.
I'll love you anyway. we tried to give scenarios of the worst that we could
I'll be doing that to Mama. Mom, if we pull over to the side of the road and let you out, what would you do? I'll be mad, but I love you anyway. I've never
There's parents who have loved their kids in prison. They've done some hideous things.
I would love you anyway.
You still love
Dahmer's parents didn't even say F that. You know what?
Thank you. And that's
Dahmer.
Thank you.
They interviewed his parents.
Yes.
They didn't even say F that. You know what?
Thank you. But this chick, yeah. And you justifying it and even using it
because some old lady told you in the airport. That's what she says to her. Yeah, to her.
And then the sad thing is, she's saying that you took care of him, but you didn't. He even said it wasn't for real love, though.
I can see if,
Jesus.
And then we'll move on. I might even see you saying F that N-word if you was a good mother.
Yeah.
If I was a good mother. See, that's the part she didn't say about the 80-year-old lady in the airport. The 80-year-old lady in the airport said that I was my son. I gave him everything. She probably was a good mom. Mm-hmm. And her son is ungrateful and mean now. So she could probably, even though I don't like it, say F that N-word.
But she probably
But how dare you think you can say F that N-word and you was a horrible mother?
Well, we all know that she's not going to.
What is wrong with her?
Move on, Kim, because we don't want to be talking about her. I get drained. My spirit drains when you bring her up.
I know.
So keep it moving.
Wendy says, Corey, the Chitlin circuit, he's hating. Back to Corey.
Okay.
Wendy says Monique was hating on skinny women. Why was she talking about her child on stage? Mm-hmm. She has no class. I have 0. I don't know. It went away. Mm-hmm. Emerald says she just loves to pile on instead of realizing that she is missing out on her grandchildren, the true blessing. And Wendy says, why would she go on stage and talk about her child? I have zero respect for her as a mother. She has no class. And Justice says that's just indefensible.
It's sad, though, that because there's an audience of people that are okay
they
with
love it.
They're paying for this. They're listening to her and they're laughing. So the mom...
I would be sitting in the audience like this.
Cringing. That's mean, Monique. And I know you having some issues with him, but I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take for her to be humbled.
Well, you still
get healing.
You still praying for her. So.
Yeah, I still pray for her. You know, there's going to come a time when she won't even be able to do a show. She won't be able to talk. You know, God's going to quiet her up.
And I agree with what's her name.
Hate.
She's not thinking about her grandchildren.
No, she's not.
Because if you was thinking about your grandchildren, you would mend, even to the point you don't have to be friends with him, but you would mend that relationship to the point to where you could see your grandchildren.
But she don't care about mending. That's the problem. I'm asking God to help her heart to get to a place where she cares about herself, really. Which is, it has to start within her. She's not even seeing, she's the victim. She feels like she's the victim. And I feel bad for her.
All right, so that's it for her. I just felt like I want to show you that. That even helps you even more when you're praying. Mm-hmm. So now you feel even more vexed. Mm-hmm. A lot of times when you see stuff and you see it constantly, it makes you even more vexed to where you like, I really got to pray more fervently. Yeah. Because it's like almost like she getting worse.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's getting worse.
Because she's attacking not only other comedians and other people, now she's going within the family.
Within her family.
And that's mean.
On a public stage.
On a public stage.
So
family's nothing to her either.
Yeah.
Poor thing.
All right. So,
but improve or remove.
Now,
Sydney.
Talking about family, we got the exact opposite with Fani Willis and her father. Mm-hmm. Her father loves her till the cows come home.
She's the only child, right?
She's the only child. Now, did you see his testimony? Okay. I found him kind of endearing. He was funny.
Okay.
They brought him on stage. I mean, on the
and why did they need him to be questioned?
Well, that's what I was going to say. They brought him on the stand. Made a few things. One, they wanted to show, is there a connection between her saying her dad told her to keep cash? Okay. Mm-hmm. So that's one. Number two, did he know about the relationship between her and Nathan? Mm-hmm. Three, what did she say about her dad? The relationship, the money. It's something else, but I can't remember. But I'll talk about I'll probably remember as we're talking about it. He said he did tell her to keep... about her having to leave from the house because of being threatened. Okay. That was the third thing. He said he told her to keep cash. Lots of cash.
Always keep cash in the house.
He gave an example. That's why I said he was kind of endearing. Because he's an older man. He said he gave a story of when he was... when Fani was younger. And he was... practicing in somewhere, Connecticut or somewhere, I don't know. And they had to go through a small town. All he had was cash, credit card, and $10 and express checks. What's those express checks?
American Express checks?
Or whatever those checks are. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Traveler's
checks. Mm-hmm. And he said they went into a place and the man said, we don't take, he was getting ready to pay.
Any of his modes of money.
He didn't want to take nothing. And he felt it was racial, the way the man was saying it. Mm-hmm. Probably was no sign up that said they don't take only cash. And he might have seen somebody else pay with credit card. That's why he felt like it was racially motivated. Mm-hmm. And he said all he had, the meal or something came up to $9 or something. And he had a $10 bill. So he said, you take cash? So he had to pay with cash. So he said, I don't ever want her to be in that predicament. He said, I don't want to be racial, but it's a black thing. Especially back in my day, we carried cash because we knew that they would take cash. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't take anything else from us, but they'll take cash. Mm-hmm. And he said, I don't want her to be out on a date or something, or something happens and she don't have money, physical money. And so he said, so he did tell her to keep cash. So that wasn't unrealistic when she said she had thousands of dollars of cash in her house. The second thing he talked about, he said he did not know in the beginning, or she didn't talk about her love life to him. Okay. And he said he wouldn't expect her to. He didn't. And then they asked him about her previous boyfriend. He knew about him, he said, but she lived with him. He said, so that might be why he knew, because he would come over and
the guy would be there.
Yeah. But when she moved out, she was dating the Nathan guy. He said I didn't know she was dating him. Mm-hmm. They said, did you ever meet him before? He said he met him not with Fani, but he said he remembered him because Nathan is a member of Alpha Phi Alpha, and he's a member of Kappa Alpha Psi. Mm-hmm. And he said, I don't know, you guys don't know about this, but there's a thing we do in fraternities and sororities where we kind of like, we better than you, or we battle each other, which we know because we're in a sorority.
Exactly.
He said that's the only reason why I remember him, because he was talking about Alpha, and I was like, no, the Kappas is better, but not along the lines of dating her.
Right.
That's the only reason why he remembers him, being a member. And then the third thing was, they was asking why he stayed at the house when she left. She had to leave the house because she was being threatened.
Okay.
And now the attorneys were saying, you must not have felt really threatened because your father stayed and your kids stayed. Well, he was saying the threats was for her. They was after her. So he said you couldn't even open the window. You couldn't go outside. They got threatened every day. They would say that they would take their lives. Mega people, the crazy people that follow Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. They hated her. And then also, too, some of it could be from YSL because she was going against the gangs.
Right.
So she got mega people going after her. Mm-hmm. And then she got probably criminals, gang members going after her.
Right.
So everybody knew where she lived.
Oh.
So when she left, it was better for him.
Okay.
They wasn't after him. They was really more after her.
Right.
Okay. So that was that. They brought him up there and he did his testimony. Let's see. The other guy she dated was a disc jockey. Mm-hmm. That's what he said.
Okay.
Was a disc jockey. He remembered that. So they basically, to me, I felt like, again, this takes away from going after the Mar-a-Lago gang.
I know, but that was the plan for Trump. He wanted this. He wanted delays as much as possible. Talk to her dad, talk to her kids, talk to the boyfriend, even bring some of the gangbangers that she even went against. I mean, he's trying to really mess her up.
Right. He said he didn't like the other boyfriend, the one that was the disc jockey.
Okay.
Because he would always leave music stuff around the house. And he had to always pick it up.
Okay.
He was messy, I guess. Uh-huh. He didn't like that. That was it.
Was this testimony helpful, you think, with her?
Yeah, but she not,
because they're trying to figure out if she knew him before she got the trial with Trump or not.
He couldn't really, in my opinion, bring anything against the stuff they talking about with how they exchange money and stuff. How would he know? He don't know nothing about that. Mm-hmm. The only thing he pretty much was attested to is that she had cash. Because he told her to keep cash. Mm-hmm. So that was it. And he attested to the death threats that she received. He said they put a police car with a police dog in front of their house. Mm-hmm. And it would circle the house, smelling for bombs because they would get bomb threats. Mm-hmm. And that was pretty much it.
Dang, that's kind of sad to live in fear because of some mega nuts.
Yep. Or the gang.
Yeah, or gang. Well, why would they come after her?
Because she's locking them up. She's doing what
so she has a lot of things coming at her.
She's doing what Kennedy did when he became Attorney General, his brother, Robert Kennedy.
Yeah.
And he went after the mob.
Yeah.
And he put people, that's what started all of this RICO cases. And she's doing what he did. And that's how she's cleaning up Atlanta.
Wow.
So she got a lot of gangbangers and people who are in the criminal world don't like her.
Okay. Including Trump.
Let's see. Justice says that's going to make her a target, publicly admitting to keeping large sums of cash now. You right.
I know.
And Wendy Pearson, hey, Wendy, says Monique is a pathetic bully. Oh, pathetic bully. I ain't seen Wendy pee in a while.
Okay, Wendy.
Christopher here. He said, did y'all see the friend testify? She seemed disgruntled. Also, this is a distraction. Yes. The friend who said that they started dating before the trial.
Well, did she seem like
she got fired? She got fired.
Oh.
So that's why Chris is saying she seemed disgruntled. She would have a bone to pick.
Yeah.
So
that's going to hopefully throw her testimony out.
And then y'all remember the black guy, I think that was his partner. He was testifying. Okay. They was asking, did he know about them and being together and stuff. It's just, all of it is a distraction.
And that's what Trump wants. This is his whole purpose of delay and tactics that he's doing.
Yes.
But I'll be praying for Fani as well and her family, protection over
there. So that was it. That was
because
for that
the thing that I don't like about The Enemy, and that's what I was saying about that documentary that I was sharing with Emerald and Wendy, I had sent out to everybody. Mm-hmm. It's back from the 70s, but it was just showing how people were cleaning up and they were used as for spiritual reasons to clean up the mess and the gang violence and all of that.
Oh, yeah.
And they became targets.
Yeah.
And and what the man in Colombia was cleaning up the drugs and everything in the late 70s.
Yeah.
And they were threatening him.
Now, again, I go back to what I've always said. Do I believe that Fani Willis is telling the truth? No. But do I believe she can tell the truth? No. I don't think she can. I think she has to lie. That's my opinion. But I do believe that she's not telling the truth. But I don't think she can tell the truth.
What do you mean you don't think she's telling the truth?
I don't think she's telling the truth as far as money and stuff. I think that she didn't pay him back all the time. And I think that he paid for stuff and she didn't pay him back.
Like the details of their relationship.
I do believe they started before the trial. That's my opinion. I think a little bit of what her friend said is true, even though I do think she's disgruntled. I think that she did keep it secret. Nobody knew about it. Usually when you date somebody, you don't keep it that secret unless you think you're doing something wrong. That's my opinion.
That's true. You would tell the world.
You would tell everybody, I'm dating this buckethead man. But do I believe that she can tell the truth? No. Do I think she should have taken herself off the case? Yes. Do I think it's too late? Yes. Now I think the judge has to do it. I think it's too far gone now.
That's the decision that he wants.
Do I think the judge should take her off the case? Yes. Do I think that if she stays on the case as a distraction? Yes. Do I think that Trump will use it? Yes. Do I think he would talk about it for the rest of the year? Yes. That's why it would be nice if she wasn't on there, because then he couldn't talk about it. Put some nice white lady on there or some white man. That's a conservative. Then he won't have nothing to talk about. They can't be white liberal. They got to be a white person that voted Republican or even MAGA. Put them on there and then let them try it. So that's my thing with Fani. Okay. Now this story, I saw this story, but I don't know the details of it. So I was going to read it with you. John Snyder, remember him? Dukes of Hazzard, just a good old boys. First of all, we go back and play the song and the whole show. Think about it. It was...
Is that the one with the flag on the
Confederate flag on but we was watching it and everything.
Yeah.
And then the name of the song, Good Old Boys. We was listening, we was singing it. Never meaning no harm. Beat all the ever loving and better on the law since the day we was born. Boy, we all black. Making a way everywhere you know how. That's
well, you know what? What did he say? Because I caught wind of this. And I went.
Now it says actor John Snyder branded a R word. I guess I could say racist. Who cares? For comparing Beyonce to a dog over country music.
Please help me understand that.
It says John Snyder has garnered the ire of the Beehive after comparing Beyonce to a dog.
Please tell me what he was
marking her about. Territory for her recent venture into country music. Several fans slammed him as racist and awful and commented that the singer does not need his permission to create country music. And another thing, I'm really getting tired of people thinking that everything comes from white people. Country music came from black people. So for a black woman to sing country music, why is that the craziest thing in the world?
Because it's
because they appropriated it. They took it and said it's ours. It's not.
And if it's a privileged group of people, they figured that's their genre.
Stop doing that.
This is our genre. We own it. We take ownership of it. And we're really careful who does come into this.
White people can sing hip hop. Mm-hmm. We love Eminem. There's no problem with Eminem. Mm-hmm. And black people can sing country. What's the problem?
But you know, there are a lot of whites in this country that does that with other genres, like classical.
Thank you.
Like seeing a black woman sing classical music. If that classical music belongs to you.
Yeah.
So we don't, like you saying, hip hop don't belong. I mean, we take ownership of it, but when any white person come in, like, what's her name that sings the R&B, the Christy, what's her name? White girl that does a lot of riffs. Aguilera.
Christina Aguilera.
Yeah, when white people start singing our music.
Well, she's not white, she's Latino.
Well, still, even Latinos.
I get it.
We embrace them. We even embrace people that comes into our sorority and our fraternities.
Right.
Our black HBCUs.
But the thing is that
they own everything.
I think the problem is that if he made these comments, why are you upset about a black woman singing country music when that's where country music came from? Is he that far gone to not know the history of country music?
Yeah, there are some that are far removed.
All right.
Thinking that
it says, during the Super Bowl, Beyonce introduced a new track, Texas Hold'em. Going down, 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 down. Okay, from her upcoming album, which is the second installment in her Renaissance trilogy. People think she's going to do rock and roll next. She probably will.
She's going to take every genre.
She took, the first one was dance music. Da, 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 da. More disco. Da, da, da. Now I feel like going in love. Now this one is the second part of Renaissance, which is country.
Okay.
Some people think the third one is probably going to be rock and roll. So she can make, or it might be
she
gospel.
Can do a gospel project.
You know what?
Why not? Aretha did it.
She gonna do gospel.
Mm-hmm. Whitney did it.
You heard it here first. Maybe not first, but Beyonce's third trilogy on Renaissance is going to be a gospel album. You think so?
It could be.
Okay.
I would rather hear her do that than rock.
The song explores country music, representing an unusual genre shift for the Grammy Award-winning singer. While numerous members of the Beehive, or Bayhive, have embraced Beyonce's bold venture into country music, some individuals haven't received it warmly. One such person is actor and singer John Schneider, 63, known for his role in The Dukes of Hazzard. Now, if he's 63, he's not that old. To be acting like this. He's not that old. He act like he 80 years old or something.
We would expect somebody in their late 80s, 90s to say some stupid comments like this.
Former Dukes of Hazzard actor and country singer. And he's a country singer. John Schneider was upset about Beyonce releasing a country song saying that the leftists are trying to take over everything. And Beyonce's doing a country song is like a dog peeing on their tree. Is he serious?
I hope the Beehive they sting him.
Trying to take over everything.
You know how when you upset a beehive and the bees start swarming everywhere, it's gonna happen to him.
He sound like those people that got mad when Black Wall Street or black people was doing good. Next thing that's going to happen is they're going to be trying to come and take over our banks. That's what he sound like.
Yeah, he does. That was really a...
This is 2024.
They going to eat you alive, my white man friend.
They say he likened Beyonce to a dog attempting to leave its mark when asked about his views on musicians who explore various genres. So you look at her as a dog. You equate her as a dog walking down the street, lifting his leg up and peeing on a tree. As if the tree belonged to you, number one. The tree does not belong to you. The origin of the tree is black.
But
you should be thankful that you even able to even take from that tree.
But the thing, even going before the tree, is to analogy of a dog.
He said the lefties in the entertainment industry just won't leave any area alone.
What's the lefties?
The liberals. They call liberals or Biden people lefties.
But how do they know what she voted for?
And how do they know who she is? How do you know she's not independent?
Right. Her political stance has
because she's black. She's are you doing what Biden does? Because she's black, she's automatically a lefty.
Because we can pull out Tim Scott.
That ugly man.
He's a black man that's not Democratic. So don't do all black people this.
He said they just have to seize control over every aspect, don't they? Snyder said. The musician then responded, they've got to make their mark, just like a dog in a dog walk park. You know, every dog has to mark every tree. So that's what's going on here.
So how are people treating him? How long ago was this comment?
It wasn't that long ago, so like last week.
They gonna rip him up.
Well, only the it don't matter. The lefty people.
They gonna rip him a new butthole.
You know, the mega people probably agree with what he's saying.
I don't care what the mega people saying, because you got not only Beyonce people, but her fans, but black people like us are getting wait a minute, white man, what the heck you saying? So you're going to have a lot of people coming at you for that dumb comment you just made. So be very careful with that.
Somebody said, I used to love this guy, but now he's just a racist, a right-wing extremist, just like the rest. Yeah, he is. Why can't some people just be right-wing and leave it at that? Why do they have to be extremists? Right. And the same thing on the left. Why do you have to be extreme?
Right. We don't need to hear any.
Just be normal.
I'm thinking too, why you got to say your negative comments anyway? Why we need to hear from you? You know, when we haven't heard from you in years, and then when you do say something, it's not nice. That's not nice. And you don't own that genre of music. I'm tired of people that, oh gosh.
Justice says they're worried that she would get her Grammy for the best album. Finally.
And I bet you he wouldn't have said anything if Taylor Swift did it.
Well, Taylor Swift was country.
That's what I'm saying.
And now she's pop.
He wouldn't say nothing if she come back out with a country.
Well, you know they don't like Taylor Swift either.
Well, still, I don't know.
Okay. Christopher says, going back to Fani, why would Fani do this? It was a huge risk. When I said lie, I think Chris, because you ever have, I'm trying to give a good example.
What do you mean?
When you lie, you don't, it's never good to lie, but sometimes you're so far into something that you can't tell the truth.
Right. You can't go back.
You can't go back, because if you tell the truth, it's going to disrupt a lot of other stuff. It may even throw the case out. Mm-hmm. And that's what she doesn't want.
She has a lot to lose.
She has more to lose if she tells the truth.
Yeah.
Than she does lying.
I think too, as a lawyer, she's probably looked at all of the evidence. She
figured out a way to get through it.
She's got a loophole.
The cash.
It's my word against his.
And cash.
Or my people. They're not going to believe her.
They can't trace cash.
And they're not going to believe this disgruntled lady like you just said.
Exactly.
My dad's going to give me some strength. And then the guy that I hired in, more than so, they can get rid of him and keep me. So she's done some lawyer moves.
And let me tell you why I'm not, I like Fani, but I'm not in a Fani camp because of what's going on with Young Thug and YSL.
Oh, okay.
She used to be a defense attorney. And the clients the gangbangers and the people who she used to defend are the ones she's locking up. I don't like that. Yeah. I don't like double dipping, because you as my defense attorney, you know things about me and my life that another prosecutor would never know. So you're using that. She's doing what why I'm not a fan of Kamala. Kamala was locked. Kamala. Is it Kamala? Whatever. Kamala. That she was locking up a lot of black men. She was using a lot of inside information from being black against them. I don't like that. So that's my thing with Fani. And then I believe what the street said. She was dating the gangbanger. She was dating the guy who Young Thug and them didn't like. And they had him offed. And when she became a prosecutor, she told that guy's mom, who she used to date, don't worry, I'm taking them down. It's personal to me that she taking Young Thug and them down.
Okay.
So that's why I'm not a big fan of her. Now, do I like her? Do I think she's smart? Do I think she's good for Atlanta? Yeah, because I think Atlanta's crooked.
Right. Right.
You almost need a crooked person to clean up crime.
I hate to say it.
You hate to say it, but all right. And Christopher says, yeah, I think the judge would take her off. He seems so laid back and non-confrontational. Yeah. And I don't think he wants to hear Trump in there every day talking about Fani Willis. So I would be surprised.
Whew, excuse me.
All right, we'll move on.
Yeah.
Dang, okay. You all right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the donkey of the day. We didn't even go that far over and you yarning.
We did. It's 1:45. Okay.
God forbid if we did a real stream. You know, some people go on for 3-4 hours. I would probably tell you to leave and I keep going. Okay. If we wanted to do a stream, we'd talk about Trump's ugly shoes. We'll talk about that tomorrow.
They made Joy mad today with that. She said, he's such a loser. You desperate.
This man is selling mattresses and all kind of stuff.
This is our commander-in-chief. Selling shoes, gold shoes. And Sonny said...
We're going to talk about it tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. Your president, who you want to vote for, he's what is it? I said from Martin. Hustle man.
Hustle man.
He's hustle man.
Got some pictures on
tomorrow. I want a picture of hustle man from Martin next to Trump with those ugly shoes.
And this hustle man.
Yes. Okay. 2 hustle mans. Okay. President of the United States, a hustle man. And we'll talk about him too. Okay. The guy who died in Russia and how Trump blamed him.
You know what?
He didn't even blame Putin.
This poor man.
He blamed him.
Why would he blame his friend? That's his friend.
He blamed him for dying.
Okay.
It's your fault you did.
He got in trouble. He shouldn't have said
You shouldn't have
nothing.
opened your big mouth. That's what Trump was saying.
Okay.
All right. So every day you always want to know who Charlemagne the God's donkey of the day is. Well, today Charlemagne gives it to Bethany Frankel. You know her from Real Housewives? The Real Housewives?
She's one of the Real Housewives.
Yeah. He gives it to Bethany Frankel.
Why is that?
Bethany Frankel, it says here, the disgruntled ex-housewife has come for Kelly Rowland after she walked out of the Today Show. Bethany said, I've co-hosted with Hoda, and I've arrived there, and the makeup area that you touch up in is often a drop cloth, like a black drop off. Bethany said, in a sense, deleting TikTok. She deleted this TikTok. And then your dressing room is the size of a closet. And you're trying to fit all your people in the clown car. And you know what? You're so excited that you're just gracious. Bethany continues saying, you are co-hosting on the Today Show, an institution in entertainment, a news organization that is not about fancy dressing rooms, she finished, adding it's an honor to be in the building and that it was not the moment for diva expectations. So what happened was Kelly Rowland showed up at the Today Show, right? And they gave her a closet as a dressing room, and gave Jennifer Lopez, who was the guest, the nice big dressing room. And Kelly Rowland said, no, in my contract, I'm supposed to have a dressing room, like a real dressing room, not a closet for me to put my makeup on and get dressed. And she walked out. She didn't host with Hoda.
Oh, she was supposed to host?
She was supposed to co-host. So they had to scramble at the last minute and call Rita Ora to host. And she came on and hosted with Hoda. So Bethany is saying that was wrong for Kelly to do that. That she should have been gracious that they even asked her to host and took whatever they gave her, the dressing room, did your makeup and went out there and hosted. So Charlemagne the God gives Bethany the donkey of the day. Now, the reason why I'm assuming is because, first of all, Kelly Rowland is not a housewife.
Right.
Bethany is a housewife.
Right.
You're a nobody. You're on a reality show. Who are you?
Okay.
you should be gracious to be asked to come there.
Okay.
Right? If they give you a closet to put your makeup on, you're nobody. Who are you? Be happy that we asked you to come and host in the first place. Get in there and put your makeup on and come on out. She thinks Kelly Rowland is supposed to be like that. And Kelly's like, are you kidding me? I was in Destiny's Child. Multi-million fans. Everybody knows who I am. Why should I dress in a closet?
Am I missing something though? Because I don't get it. Here's my thing. Okay. Yeah, it was unfortunate that they didn't give her what was in her contract or whatever. But can they sue her for doing that?
No, you can't sue nobody.
Did you do a contract to be
if you signed a contract and they don't give you what's on your contract, you can't sue them.
Oh, so it's the side because that was in her contract and they didn't do it, so she can walk away. Yeah. Oh, okay. Because I personally wouldn't. I wouldn't walk and leave them without a co-host. That's just not professional. I don't know. That for me, that side of it, you didn't. I don't hope I'm not that much of a butthole.
A diva?
A diva. I think to me, that's a diva spirit. And that's not nice. And I never thought Kelly was like that. Yeah, I'll be mad about the fact that you didn't give me everything on my contract. It's like Fred Hammond saying, I like yellow M&Ms. And if he don't have the yellow M&Ms, he's not doing the song that he was asked to do. That's unprofessional.
Okay. That's what Juanita Bynum did. Remember, she showed up.
Yeah.
And she didn't go on stage.
She didn't go on stage. I don't understand people doing that.
I agree.
I'm sorry, Kelly. I don't agree with that.
I agree and disagree.
So what's your agreement?
I agree with you that I would have still done the show because of the fact that I want people, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it.
Yes, yes.
But I definitely would have let you know that I wasn't happy.
Yes.
And I probably would have cracked on you coming out on stage.
Isn't that like...
I would have said something in front of the camera.
Isn't that like the story we told about our cousin doing that play? And he had two big gospel artists. Yes. He didn't make that much money. One kept her guns and wanted to be paid.
Yes, yes.
The other one said, I'll take this. Don't even pay me.
Yeah. So I would do that. I would go off, like you said. I would probably still do it.
Yeah.
But I would say something if I came out. I would be like, I showed up. Y'all gave me a closet for my, But I love the fans. I love y'all. That's why I'm here. You know who does that all the time? Patti LaBelle.
Yes.
Patti LaBelle does that all the time. Mm-hmm. When something doesn't go right, she comes out on stage and does the concert, but she tells you in the microphone, I love y'all, because backstage, they had me dressing behind a curtain.
Thank you. So I love you if I still came out and sang. She would make them feel guilty.
Yeah.
And that's how they should feel.
Yeah.
But she would still do the gig.
She'll still do it.
So Kelly, I don't know. I don't know why Charlamagne gave this other lady.
Well, because he feels like, and I do too, that would have been nice if Kelly did it, but she didn't have to. If you sign something or you say this is what's going to be here and I get there and it's not right, I do have the right to say I'm not going to go on like this. I like things a certain kind of way, and that's the way it is. Now, going forward, if you know that's how Kelly Rowland is, then you got to make sure it's right.
Here's the thing. They're not calling her back anymore, and another show may not call. She's not Beyonce. That's what I feel like. This is Kelly Rowland. Everybody don't know her. If you was to say her name to mama, she don't know her.
She know Destiny's Child.
She don't know Kelly Rowland, the name. Beyonce, my mom knows.
Right.
Beyonce.
Okay, all right. What if Beyonce was
Mariah Carey?
What if Beyonce was co-hosting and she showed up and they tried to give her a closet?
Right.
Would you expect her to still go on?
I don't know. And that's the thing.
What would you expect her to still go on?
It's so funny because you think from following Beyonce,
she would.
But
we don't know.
But to give this lady the donkey, Kelly to me is the donkey. No. Because she may not be called back for any other show. Because once they get out that she's done this, they'll go.
This is where we disagree.
She was a diva.
Bethany does get the donkey. If anybody should talk about it, not a housewife.
Well, both of them should be donkeys.
All right, but not a housewife. I'm not saying that. If Patti LaBelle came out and said something, then I say okay.
I get that.
Because Patti LaBelle could say, "I love you, Kelly, but I've been in situations.
Exactly.
I do it, and I talk about about it and I move on. I wouldn't give Patti LaBelle a donkey. But Bethany gets a donkey.
Both of them, to me, should get donkeys.
Okay.
Because Kelly is not at the A-lister.
And Bethany's not at Kelly's level to talk about what Kelly's doing.
So she's bad for talking about it.
Exactly.
And she's bad for not doing the show.
Right.
Shame.
Shame. Shame. Shame. Shame. Shame. And isn't Hoda black?
Who?
Hoda. Is she black?
Who is Hoda?
Hoda, the host. The one that does it.
I think, something.
She's mixed. Something.
See,
so it's Black History Month. Yeah, it's Black History Month, and
That's why I felt Charlamagne should give both of them donkeys.
Okay.
Kelly,
Justice says, I can see both sides, but J-Lo, the larger room, she's just a guest. But give J-Lo the larger room. She's just a guest. I agree too. The host, the guest, is only there for 1 day.
It don't matter. J-Lo's name is bigger. She gets a bigger
Well,
role.
you know why? J-Lo is Kelly Rowland. J-Lo will leave. If J-Lo walked in, J-Lo has left before.
But J-Lo is the level to do that.
No, I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying.
But J-Lo is an a-hole in real life.
Right, I heard.
If she shows up and you're trying to put me in a closet,
exactly,
I'm not going out there.
Exactly.
So they probably felt like Kelly is nice. She wouldn't do that. J-Lo would leave. That's probably what they thought.
Well, I don't know.
They probably didn't think Kelly would leave.
And she's co-hosting. You can't tell me that there's something wrong with that.
Yeah. So I go both.
I could get it if there's a problem in the atmosphere. She's uncomfortable environment-wise. Maybe somebody's bothering her or creepiness or something.
Maybe she had a lot of people.
Not the size of her room. Wow. Girl, get yourself together and get off of that high horse.
Somebody says Bethany is no stranger to sticking her nose where it doesn't belong.
Yeah, she does that on the housewife show she's on.
So that's all I'm saying.
Okay, I get it.
It says many have jumped to defend Destiny's Child singer against Bethany. First of all, Bethany, you're not Kelly Rowland, which is what we just said.
Right.
Another poster said for Bethany to even think she is on a level remotely to Kelly Rowland, that's what I said. She's the last person that should be talking. And then people said, moving forward, Bethany should probably keep her mouth shut. The only person that should have been talking to Kelly Rowland is somebody at the level of what I said.
J-Lo.
No. What's her name? The singer.
Patti LaBelle.
Patti LaBelle. Mm-hmm. That's the only person.
Because everybody, and the thing is with this, because had she not said anything, that's another thing too, because the housewife said something that brought attention to her.
No, it already had attention. Oh, to her, yeah, she should have shut her mouth.
If she never would have said anything,
nobody would have known what she thought.
No. Here's the thing. I guess I need to understand the whole situation. If she never got her big mouth in anything,
it was already out there.
What do you mean?
Rolling.
I don't get what you're saying.
People was already talking about it before Bethany jumped in.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, the tension was already there. So that's why she jumped in, because everybody was talking about it. Oh, and she wanted to tweet and say her thing.
Oh, so now was people in thinking how I thought?
It's both ways.
She shouldn't have just left them hanging.
No, it was majority of the people are for Kelly. They saying when she showed up, or you know what? Maybe a lot of people are for Kelly. Because you knew Today's Show before she showed up that she was going to be in a small. You should have told somebody. I would have gotten on the phone and told her manager or somebody, y'all, just so you know, Jennifer Lopez is here.
And she has
when Kelly comes in, I don't want any tension. We gave Kelly the small. Does she mind? I swear, we wish we didn't have to do this, but we only have a certain amount of rooms. Would she mind taking a smaller room? I felt like maybe that's why most people are for Kelly. She shouldn't have had to walk in and see, I don't have no dressing room. You see what I'm saying? So, but leaving, like you said, I think is the extreme.
They had to scramble for a co-host.
They had to scramble.
And that to me is like,
I wouldn't have done that.
Unless Kelly was sick.
That's different. I wouldn't have walked in and then the last minute said, I'm not co-hosting with you and
so
left.
you know that show was like, what?
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that.
Oh my God, who can we grab quick? You don't, that's not professional.
And I agree. Kelly Rowland is not Beyonce.
No.
So if Beyonce did it, I wouldn't like it. Beyonce did it, but I would understand it.
Yeah.
Because Beyonce is Beyonce.
Yeah.
She's over J-Lo. Why would J-Lo have a big giant room and I'm in a closet? I'm Beyonce.
Taylor Swift. They'll give her the whole backstage.
Right. But you know what? Unless we are naive, which we probably are, we assume the way they come off is that they would have still done the show. Taylor Swift and Beyonce. But we could be naive. We could be thinking they nicer than what they really are in real life.
That's true. They could have pulled a Kelly Rowland moment, or they could have said, no, I'm going to do it because I wasn't happy because I was in a box. And
sometimes it's not what you want. It's what your people around you say. Like how do we know Kelly Rowland didn't say, I'll go on? And her people said, no, because if you let this go, they'll do this to you all the time, everywhere you go. See, we don't know. So that is true too. Yeah. Kelly never came out and said anything. So how do we know in some of these certain situations, like let's say we become famous and those people who watching us now, the 5 people that follow us now, y'all seen how we starting off in the house. And then you hear that we supposed to go on the Today Show. And then we come in and then they say the Woods Report, they was trying to put them in a small dressing room. And Kim and Lenore walked off and said, we're not doing this. You guys would say, that don't sound like them.
Don't sound like Lenore
because
Kim.
All while I was watching them before they was famous, they said they would still do that.
Right.
They would
make crack about it while we're talking.
Yeah, but we may not have anything to do with it. Our people. You better not go out there. Our manager, our agent.
Knowing you, we would make a crack like Patti LaBelle and go, now you gave us a room. You know me.
I would say I
gotta go in one at a time.
And I would say
both fit in there.
And my size, I'm larger than J-Lo. Why would you give me a small dressing room? I would make fun of it.
Yes.
But the 5 people who watch us know that.
Yes.
But in reality, what if they get news that me and you walked off the set?
I know.
You guys would probably think they didn't say anything.
That's why I was
so I don't know if that's them. That might be they people.
That's a good point because when you said that, she was co-hosting.
Yeah.
And she didn't do it. I'm like, that's not the Kelly Rowland that I've been looking at.
But how do we know it has nothing to do with her?
Yeah.
See, because we could say, no, we're going out there. And our agent, our manager, and everybody says you can't. They signed a contract. And if you do this, then every contract you sign, somebody's going to say, we can just break it. It don't matter. So you don't know. You don't know if it's the people or whatever.
Unfortunate though.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let's go on.
Donkey of the day. Okay.
That's who he gives Donkey of the Day to.
Okay.
All right. Don't forget to get our book. Yeah, I know we're not in front of a green screen.
Right.
100 family-friendly jokes. The link is in the description, and the book is on Amazon.
Wow. We did a longer show today.
Well, we missed yesterday.
Yeah.
We went to our uncle's funeral yesterday.
Yeah.
And when we got back, it was too late to do a show, really.
Yeah. President's Day.
Let's see what people saying. MC says, notice how these issues are common with those promoting Tyler and Oprah produced movies. And Justice for All says she did let them treat her like Taraji was treated. Yeah, because when they said they didn't have craft services or nothing.
I know. And Oprah didn't know.
That's the other thing.
That's no excuse. Your people should know how they need their own space. They need cars to pick them up. That's just common sense.
And that's the other thing, too. We don't know how much money Kelly Rowland makes because she's still making money off of Destiny's Child. She may be like, I don't have to do this.
I guess for me, I just looked further on where I don't want to leave people hanging.
Yeah.
Like that, because now your reputation is being tarnished and you may not get invited to other shows because the word will get out.
But she may not care.
Well, if it happens a lot, then she might though, because she's not going to get a platform.
And then people always do invite Kelly because they trying to get to Beyonce.
Well,
she always going to be a connection to Beyonce. I'm sorry.
Well,
As much she can say no to anything.
I just don't like the ideal of leaving somebody hanging as a co-host.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead. Take us out.
Father God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for another evening with our guests and our people in the chat and the comments people made. Good points, good ideals, good suggestions, oh God. And we just continue to pray blessings over every family member that is represented in our chat room, Father. And we don't take it lightly, oh God, the opportunity to pray for one another. Even the people that we do give our opinions, strong opinions about, oh God, we still pray for them. We pray a spirit of adoption over them if they don't know you. We pray for healing in their lives if they are hurt and bitter and having some issues with just life in general. That's your purpose of why you came. Thank you, oh God, for sending Jesus to help us walk in freedom and walk in liberty. We continue to pray over Monique and her family, Sydney, her husband, her sons. That family needs healing really bad, oh God. Mm-hmm. And we just thank you, oh God, that hopefully you will be glorified in her life one day, that she will come forth and just receive everything that you have given all of us as given your life for us, oh God. We just continue to lift her up. We continue to lift up the Fani Willis situation. Whatever decision is made, oh God, we know that'll be the right one, whether she's taken off or whether she stays on the case, and whether she's being truthful or not, oh God, you see all. You know the number of hairs on our head. And we know you know all things, oh God. So we just put it in your hands, that whole situation. We pray over even the story we just told with the Kelly Rowland and the other lady from the Housewives. I know we don't know what's going on back behind the scenes with a lot of these entertainers and athletes that we talk about. We speculate, we guess, we give our opinions, but oh Father, you know everything that's going on behind closed doors. And I just pray that these situations, oh God, that people just don't take them lightly, but that they really be respectful for one another and one another's contracts and whatever else, including the comedians we talked about, Corey and the other Darnell. Father, we just pray over all of our comedians, especially our Black comedians who are being out with all of the meanness and cracking and the shade throwing, oh God. What is going on in our comedies, the comedians' lives, oh God, to not throw shade on one another and be jealous of one another, but be grateful for the favor that they all have, that they have a platform, a stage to tell their jokes and money that they're making, and that they will get more favor if their hearts change, even towards each other, oh God. More love, like one love, like we said with Bob Marley and his legacy that was left, oh God. We don't take it lightly, oh God, the power of love, oh God. We pray even over our politicians and what's going on in our country. We pray for more love, oh God. And we pray for your love, oh God, which is pure and perfect. And we give you glory and honor in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. All right, y'all. Don't forget. Did somebody say anything? She didn't let them. Okay. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you like to bless our show, you could do Cash App, The Woods Report, or you could do something in the chat. Send I don't know what they call them.
What? Through the chat?
You can send money through the chat.
Oh, okay.
And subscribe. Always believe. And that was another Woods Report. See y'all later. TikTok is gone, y'all. So I don't know how that shut off, but see y'all later.